Hi everybody, Graham here for the Music Man. As promised, I have a very quick tutorial for you on what I would consider the fundamentals of learning guitar for absolute beginners. The first thing I'd like to show you is how to hold your guitar. A lot of people, when they first get a guitar, they sit there, plop it on their knee and try to figure it out. What we want to do is we want to get that guitar up onto the arch, you'll see here, this. Put it on the knee, pull it right in towards you, keep your back nice and straight, because if you don't, you tip it like this, what you're going to do is you're going to hunch over it, because you're trying to look at the chords, try to look at what you're doing, how you're fretting the strings, and you're going to end up with a sore back, and you're going to end up with sore shoulders if you're sitting playing for a long time, and nobody wants a sore back. So pull it up into your chest. Then you're going to get your hand that you're fretting or you're holding the strings with. In this case, I'm left-handed, so I use my right hand. If you're right-handed, which most of you probably will be, you're going to use your left hand. So you pull it up into your chest and you hold the guitar like this. Do not bring your thumb right over, like this. You want to try and keep your thumb around the back of the neck of the guitar, and you'll move that up and down as you learn different chords. So, on a guitar, on a body, when I teach with numbering systems. So it makes it easier for me to pass on information to the pupil, and a lot of people use this technique. So with the strings on a guitar, we have 6, and their standard open tuning is E, A, D, G, B, E. So for the case of teaching, we'll call them string 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That just makes it easier for me to tell you, along with the other numbering systems, where to place fingers, what frets and what strings. So, frets. If you see these lines going down and across the neck of the guitar, these are your frets. Each one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth, right up the neck of the guitar. The next thing we have in the part of the numbering system is fingers. So, index finger is finger 1, finger 2, ring finger 3, and pinky is 4. So, for example, using numbering systems, I would say place finger 1 on fret 2 on string 5, which is string 5 being the A, finger 1 being my index finger, and fret 2 here. 1, 2, second fret, right? It just makes it a lot easier to pass on the information that you need and where to put your fingers, and I think it makes it a lot less confusing. So, next thing is holding your pick. A lot of people debate how to hold your pick. There's lots of different ways to hold your pick for playing lots of different styles, but right now you just want to strum a few chords. So the best way to do that is to take the pick in your finger and thumb, and if you want you can use your middle finger as well as an extra support, and you want to show about a third and maybe less of the pick, like so. You don't want to hold too little of the pick and show too much, because it will give you less control. So what you want to do is finger and thumb and hold the pick like so. And when you're strumming, if you put the pick down, if you imagine that you have something on the end of your finger and thumb, you want to relax your wrist, and you want to try and shake it off, right? So if you imagine, what I do with younger pupils is I tell them to sing the song by, it's went right out of my head, but Shake It Off, Taylor Swift. So what I do is I tell them to sing that song and try and shake it off. Get on, you try to shake whatever it is, it's on your finger, off your finger, and that is probably the best way for strumming the guitar, because we strum from the wrist mostly, and you want that to be quite relaxed and quite supple. You also use your elbow and but we do not strum like this, right? It comes for here. A really good wrist action is what you need. So that in itself is good practice, so it is. So what we then want to do is try just strumming your guitar, no chords, not holding any strings down, just give it, strum through the strings, make sure you get them all the way and all the way down and all the way up. Just get used to making contact with the strings and see how it feels, how it sounds. Now you're going to hit the guitar, you're going to attack, as you call it. The pick attack can be a lot harder or a lot softer depending on what you're playing. So just get used to that and holding the guitar upright. So before we even start strumming, what we want to do is we need to be able to count, because we need to be able to play in time. So if you want to play along to a track or you want to play with other musicians, playing in time is very important. So the song that we're looking at is in 4/4, which means there are 4 beats in the bar. And essentially all that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, pardon me, why don't you practice your strumming to that? What I suggest is getting a metronome. You can download a metronome on your phone, or you can just go on a YouTube, type in metronome, and all that is a click. So with your click, just place your hands across your strings and just deaden the sound, just mute the sound, and just practice strumming to your click, which would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get a good feel for it, you feel like you've got a bit of strumming technique building up, then what we can do is we will look at adding the chords. So brings on nicely to the chords. The chords that we're going to work on are going to be E minor and D sus2. I'm not going to get into the theory behind the chords and why they're called what they are and what's in them just yet. I would rather get into playing them first. So, to play the chords, we're going to take finger 1, we're going to place it on string 5 at the 2nd fret. Yep. We're then going to take finger 2 and we're going to place it on the string below, which is string 4 on 2nd fret. That gives us E minor. Now, what you want to do is when you go into hold your guitar, to fret your chords, imagine that you're holding an apple in your hand, right? You want to have your fingers like this. When you go to play, you want your thumb midway down the back of the neck, right? And you want a space in here. This bit of your hand, you want a space. You don't want to be touching the bottom strings. You hear this sound. So once you get your fingers in position, finger 1 on string 5, finger 2 on string 4, everything else is open, and you feel like you've got a good position, you're not hitting any other strings with any of the fleshy parts of your fingers or your hand. Strum from low E, string 6, right through to string 1, high E. And that's you played your E minor. Now what you want to do is, every time you play it, check that you're playing the chord correctly. If you do this, you're not playing that chord correctly. So play it string by string. So what I'm doing there is I'm muting that bottom string, because I've brought my thumb too far round to the top of the guitar. I need to keep it on the back of the neck and keep that space. Make sure I'm not fouling any other strings. So, second chord is D sus2. We're going to take finger number 3, which is your ring finger. We're going to place it on the 2nd string, which is B, on the 3rd fret. We're then going to take finger number 1, place it on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, which is here. We're going to strum from the 4th string, which is an open D, which is your root note. That gives us for D sus2. So again, play through the strings, make sure you're not fouling any. If you hear you're not playing that chord right, so what I do is just make sure playing through the chords. Nice and clear. So what I want you to do is, for anybody who does watch it and who is interested, I want you to go away and I want you to practice for, say, half an hour, 40 minutes if you can, every night. If you want to practice for longer, that's cool, but try and keep it a structured practice. So what we're going to practice is, when I sit down, I want to pull my guitar into position. Before we pick the pick up, I want you to try and shake it off, get used to loosening up that wrist, pick, and before we even play any chords, just mute over your strings, and along with your metronome, which you can download an app onto your phone or go onto YouTube and type in metronome. If you get one that is about maybe 80 BPM, which is beats per minute, and just work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Along with the metronome, this is going to build up the strumming and lead us into the next part of our next video lesson. And then without your metronome, I just want you to try and just get to grips with just play the chords, just get a wee hold of them. Don't worry about changes or anything like that just now. I just want you to go away and work on playing a chord. Just get a nice clear chord, and then try your next chord. And that will lead us into next week's lesson, when we'll talk more about how to build up the strumming technique and how to go about learning changes, how to change between chords, because obviously it's okay learning lots of chords, but we want to know how to change between them so we can play along with songs and play songs. So, like I said at the start, if anybody's any questions and wants me to embellish on anything I've said, I do realise that there's a lot of information kind of all just flung at you. It's just to try and get as much in the short period of time that I have. Just let me know and I can try and help you out with some other videos, whatever. But if not, start practicing and I'll do another one next week. Thanks very much, and stay safe and wash your hands.